So to continue where we left off, we have selected the Middle East mesh along with other narrower meshes. This is not like the explode because we have unselected the results that are attained from Iran, Turkey, Israel, and Afghanistan. Remember that. Why didn't we explode Middle East and then combine it with nutrition disorders and then manually remove the articles that are talking about any of the non-Arab countries? Because it would be tedious. Iran by itself gives us like a humongous amount of results. And why did we include Middle East along with the other countries? Because we might find articles that are saying Arab countries and Middle East. So we don't want to lose that. But are these only the Arab countries that I know about? No. From the Middle East, notice we have moved from the upper mesh to the lower mesh and selected from there. But I know Egypt is another Arab country, but it's not mentioned here. So I would type in Egypt. Two meshes are there. If I go to the scope of Egypt Ancient, I would find out that it's not the country mesh. Have you noticed about the meshes of the countries? I scroll down until I see it blue. They are the only meshes that I can go about selecting without exploding, knowing with eyes closed, that is, knowing that there are no narrower meshes to them. Here I notice that Algeria, Libya, Morocco, Tunisia, that are at the same level, indented to Africa Northern, are all Arab countries. So from here, I can go on by selecting Africa Northern, exploding it. The first column is the explode, remember. Which means I'm taking all the articles that are talking about Africa Northern, or Algeria, or Egypt, or Libya, or Morocco, or Tunisia. And I stop here. Then I will click continue. If you have noticed in both these searches, I wasn't asked for the subheadings as the next step as I was asked in the nutrition disorders. Why is that? How can Medline understand which mesh are you coordinating its subheadings to? So when you're selecting more than one mesh, you will not be able to have the luxury of to select the subheadings. Now, why did I select Egypt along with Africa Northern? I could have skipped Egypt as well. So let's do it again. Without Egypt selected, would you think 35449 would change? Let's check. I scroll down until I see it blue. I don't want this anymore. I want this. The number 35449 definitely would not increase or decrease, whether I select Egypt or not. But what would change is the following step, which is me selecting the subheadings, the capability of selecting a subheading, because now I have selected one mesh. Since I don't want to select any subheading for this geographical mesh, I click continue. Have you seen? Nothing changed except the ability for me to select a subheading or not. I will remove number 4 because it's nonsense now and I don't want to bombard my subsets by clicking on the box and then clicking remove. Again, these are not all the databases, These are not all the Arab countries that are there. How about Sudan? So from Egypt, I moved from the narrow mesh and I went to the broader mesh and discovered that it is explodable. Here, is it the same? I know that Djibouti is an Arab country and I know that Somalia is an Arab country in the Africa Eastern. Do I select Africa Eastern? Not explode, but select like Middle East. It's up to the researcher. If no results, yes, I would or by selecting it. But since I only selected 3 of the narrower meshes rather than more than 75% of it or 75% of it, I wouldn't select it for the time being. Would I be asked when I click continue for the subheadings? No, I won't, because I have selected multiple meshes at a time. And here again, I moved from the narrow mesh, but I didn't select the broader mesh at this stage. I'm not done yet. What about Mauritania? It's another Arab country. If I click on the hyperlinked, scroll down, I see nothing Arab along with Mauritania. So I click continue. I don't need to click explode because again, there are no narrower meshes for the mesh countries. Then there's Comoros, جزر القمر. I know that if I select it, I wouldn't find any other Arab country because it's in the Indian Ocean. And I click continue. I'm not exploding. Again, there are no narrower meshes, and I'm not selecting any of the subheadings. Oops. Where did the subsets 1 through 3 go? If I click this, it would sort for me the results, but it would not retrieve the 1 through 3. Here, if I click expand, I can see all my subsets. So now I have searched each concept alone for its mesh, for its controlled vocab, for what are the articles talking about. How can I now combine the different concepts? Remember, I want both nutrition disorder, topic, and Arab country to be there. So I'm going to be using the Boolean operator and. Look with me the 3 different steps that I can go about in selecting or combining them using the Boolean operator. I can select this one, unselect the nutrition concept, and then click OR, which would OR for me all the Arab countries, giving me one subset, which is the Arab subset, Arab country subset, and then I can come. I'm gonna do it now with the nutrition disorder not focused, 1 and 2. This is number 1. Another way would be to come and type in 1 and I have to open brackets because remember I have a heterogeneous mixture of Boolean operators. It's not 2, it's 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 or 8. Medline does understand Boolean operators as small caps, but other databases might not understand it, so it's preferable to use Boolean operators capitalized so that they are differentiated between the English words and the Booleans. So this is another way. Actually, it's not or 8. It's or 7 and it stops there. If I want to edit it, I would do it again or I would come here, click edit. But since 8 is the combination of all, so it's going to be the same. And I click edit again. And click OK, and then run search. So this is way number 2. Way number 3 would be 1 and, let me enlarge the page here for you, or backslash 3 through 7. So instead of me typing 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 7, this is a great feature given by Medline. So this is the third way, which will yield for me 2,690 articles that are talking about nutrition disorders in Arab countries. I have now selected the nutrition disorders, but I didn't select the nutrition disorders focused. So if I change the 1 into the 2, which is subset number 2, which is the focused, let me see how much results would I get. So instead of 2,690 results, I would be getting 1,967 results, which is a great decrease in number when I use the focus. Can I focus the Arab countries? If so, one way or smart way to focus the Arab countries would be given by Medline, doing a star and then 8, which is star for subset 8, which is ORing 3 or 4 or 5, Can you see how many results did I get upon focusing the Arab countries? 11. So at this stage, it focused them. It divided the star for all the countries in there without me keying in and going back through the whole process. See how Medline makes our lives easier? So we never focus the countries, because definitely 11 ended with nutrition disorder is not a great combination. So no focus. Tap. At this stage, now I know the difference when I select the focus and explode, which is number 2, and no focus and exploded, which is number 11, which is number 1, here. And I get relevant articles that are 2,690. What if I want nutrition disorders in Arab countries in aged people? Where would I go? I would go to the limits, additional limits, select here aged, all age 65 and over. I can come to the limited search from here or from here. And notice by default it gives me the limitation to the last subset, which is not my case here. I want to limit 12, which is the focused nutrition disorders and Arab countries. And then I click limit the search. I'm left with 306 results. If I want to limit the exploded nutrition disorder without being focused, so I want to limit number 11 or subset 11 rather than 12. I would simply copy and paste and change the 12 to 11. And I get 474. I'd rather go through the 474 rather than the 306 for the aged people or the aged population in suffering from nutritional disorders in Arab countries. Fire. So now we have tackled how to go about a foreground question, which is why we use Medline and PubMed, because we're no longer looking for background information. We're expert researchers. We're no longer novice researchers. Say the 474 results are not enough for me. I'm not satisfied and I didn't get much number or much results. What should I be doing? We're gonna tackle this in the coming video.